There are quite a number of reasons one will do that, some personal, family issues, but nothing very serious actually.
President Tinubu accepts resignation of Director General, National Intelligence Agency (NIA), Ahmed Rufai Abubakar.
It's very important that we do a total scan of our police marine environment to look at the operations and see how we can further support them.
Nigeria quits marine pleas to secure nation's waterways, strategize blue economy boost. Bayelsa State Government strengthens medical health strategies, enlightens people on monkeypox prevention. Hello and welcome to the news at 11 on Nta News24. We're live in Abuja. My name is Justin Bemunyi. President Bola Tinubu has accepted the resignation of the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency (NIA), Ahmed Rufai Abubakar. The outgoing NIA Director General, who was in the State House this Saturday to update the President on national intelligence issues, briefed Nta News after the meeting.
After the briefing, actually I tendered my resignation and Mr. President graciously approved and accepted the resignation. I thanked him for giving me the opportunity to serve Nigeria under his transformational leadership for an extended period of 15 months, which is very rare, by the way, to have the opportunity to serve two presidents at a stretch, at a go. So I thanked him very well, and I promised to remain professionally dedicated to our country and to noble causes.
All right, so in this setting of Nigeria, it's rare to witness something like this for someone of your caliber to tender resignation. Nigerians will be curious to know why you're doing this.
There are quite a number of reasons one will do that, some personal, family issues, but nothing very serious actually. And the friendship will continue. I discussed with Mr. President. He understood very well, and I promised to remain seized with issues and the security situations of the country.
Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, who was appointed by former President Muhammadu Buhari, and he served as the DG NIA for 7 years. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sympathized with the government and the people of Jigawa State over the recent incidents of flooding across the state. The president's sympathy message was delivered at the government house in Dutse by the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, assuring the Jigawa State government of continuous support to reduce the plights of the victims. Mohammed Musa Askar brings us the details.
Contrary to the previous occurrences of flooding in Jigawa State, which usually began towards the end of September as a result of the release of the overflowing Tiga and Bagauda dams in Kano State, this year's episode of flood in Jigawa has started in July, not from the release of dams this time, but a heavy downpour that ran for 7 days without relenting. The flash flooding has beaten the preventive and mitigation measures put in place by the state government and continues to wreak havoc, submerging houses and farmlands, leaving victims in horrific living conditions. So far, the flood has left in its trail 33 fatality, 7,500 houses collapsed, 11,500 farmlands submerged in the 148 communities affected, implemented across the 14 local government areas in the state. Commensurating with the government and the victims in the state, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Defense Minister Muhammad Badru Abubakar, said the federal government will stand with Jigawa State in these trying moments. Governor Umar Namadi has been working around the clock to ensure that victims are supported and provided with everything that will make their lives comfortable while the disaster lasts, which he has been commended for by the president.
We provide food items, we provide beddings, we provide medications, we provide clean water, and we provide also conveniences. Just this is to allow the people to live an average life, but no longer a normal life. Because you cannot live a normal life in an IDP camp.
It's a climate change issue, and I am sure the governor is capable of handling the situation with the support of the federal government. And I believe the president is aware of this problem, and he will support the government of Jigawa State to make sure that the reoccurrence of these problems did not continue.
Has announced his personal donation of 20 million naira to support the victims in Dutse. Muhammad Musa Askira, Nta News.
Nigeria's vice president was in Jalingo, Taraba State to witness the wedding reception between Keziah Kefas, daughter of the Taraba State Governor, Agbu Kefas, and Beatrice Josiah Habu. The vice president, who was the special guest at the reception, prayed for the couple a blissful life, encouraging them to be tolerant of one another.
As Martin Luther King said, we either learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. In Governor Kefas, we have seen a leader who has shown the capacity for inclusivity. Nigeria and Taraba were a kaleidoscope of colors. Any leader worth his salt to reach out across the aisles and embrace tendencies that are not in alignment with him. But because of the quality of leadership, the inclusivity that Governor Kefas is exhibiting is bringing together a community of nations. I'm here because of your quality of leadership. If you are a divisive leader, I will use every platform to criticize you. But you deserve commendation, and I want to thank you. I can say very little to the digital couple. I want to wish you marital bliss, happiness, and may God bless this union with beautiful children. Thank you so much.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan chaired the wedding reception with some state governors, ministers, and dignitaries from all walks of life. The Nigerian government is equipping the marine police to secure the nation's waterways as part of strategies to boost the blue economy. Minister of State for Police Affairs, Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, gave the assurance while inspecting marine police formations in Akwa Ibom State. Clement Barakwi has the details.
Sea piracy is a major setback to socio-economic activities along the waterways of Akwa Ibom State, and this tour of marine police formations in the state by the Minister of State for Police Affairs is to identify the gaps in order to fortify the waterways for a robust blue economy, as envisaged by President Bola Tinubu.
With the vision that Mr. President has for the blue economy, it's very important that we do a total scan of our police marine environment to look at the operations and see how we can further support them, strengthen what they're doing.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations Baba Mohammed Azari took the minister around the various formations on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command.
She has inspected these facilities with the hope that they will be able to upgrade them to be of better use to the police force.
The minister visited the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, to strike a partnership for the retraining of marine police personnel, as well as the Nigerian Navy ship Jubilee Ikarabasi, where she is suing for a sustained inter-agency collaboration. Clement Barikui, Nta News.
Now, leadership of the National Assembly has approved the appointment of Bashir Abubakar as Chief Commissioner, Public Complaints Commission. A statement from the Secretary Information Department, Ali Umoru, indicates that commissioners have also been appointed for the 36 states of the Federation and FCT. The appointees will be inaugurated soon in compliance with provisions of Public Complaints Act. The Public Complaints Commission is established by an act of the National Assembly to conduct investigation on complaints by aggrieved persons over actions of government and private companies. Now, more than 22,500 Nigerians are parading fake certificates obtained from Benin Republic and Togo between 2019 and 2023. Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, disclosed this at a media briefing on the ministry's strides since assuming office. He says over 21,600 obtained the certificates from unaccredited universities in Benin Republic within the time frame, while about 1,105 obtained theirs at some unaccredited universities in Togo. He notes that some of the numbers were harvested from records of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) and other sources.
Any person, the Secretary of Government will issue a circular to all employers, whether it is public or private, to fish out anybody with certificate from these institutions. That circular probably would have been out by now, and the same thing, the head of service is mandated to fish out in the public service, in the civil service, anybody who is parading certificates from all these institutions.
Similarly, representatives of the federal government led by the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, will on Monday meet with officials of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and other relevant stakeholders to meet minds on issues of interest to all parties.
Please, let us understand the language of ASU. ASU, they are very legalistic. They follow the law to its core. What ASU has done so far is to declare a trade dispute with the government and give the government 21 days. We've been busy since we got that, submission from them, and hopefully we are positive that it will reach the stage that they will go on strike.
The minister notes that most of the contentious issues dates back to 1981 and that most of the grievances have been attended to. In an effort to complement government efforts at bringing succor to Nigerians, in particular the vulnerable in society, a group, the Center for Ethical Conduct Orientation and Empowerment, has visited the Durumi IDP camp at Area 1 with a view of alleviating their plight and strengthening their resolve. The residents of the IDP camp were excited on the arrival of the group and were given an array of food items and essential commodities.
What prompted the humanitarian activities is burning passion to impact in the society. We see that to leave everybody on the government, for government to cater for it, is going to be too cumbersome on the government. Therefore, Nigerians must also come as aid to human support.
Following the footsteps of our patron, who is Alhaji Ibidi Dende, I think is an humanitarian person to the core. He's a giver, a philanthropist, And that is the reason why we need to follow. When you have a mentor, you must follow the footsteps of your mentor.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. Because anywhere this report is coming from, God will bless them.
They call on fellow Nigerians to be their brother's keeper and help the needy and less privileged. We now take a short break. The news continues in a moment. Please don't go away.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to Nta News24, DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 26, StarTimes channel 101 and 433, and Free TV channel 703.
Now, Bayelsa State government says it is strengthening medical health strategies to enlighten the people on how to prevent the spread of monkeypox in the state. Although most residents are yet to be aware of the mpox prevalence, Commissioner of Health Professor Birisibe Siefa says some of the strategy is identifying infected person, isolating and managing suspected cases with symptoms like fever, rash, and swollen lymph nodes. Diana Kume Olulo completes the report.
Monkeypox, otherwise known as mpox, like COVID-19, is a viral disease that can spread between people, mainly through close contact and occasionally from the environment to people via objects and surfaces that have been touched by a person with mpox. However, not much seems to have been known about this disease until recently, where some states in the country have been reportedly contacting the disease. In Bayelsa State, where 83 suspected cases of monkeypox have been reported and 5 confirmed as being positive, but without any death recorded, people still say they are not aware of mpox.
Mpox, a virus. I'm not aware. This is my first time of even hearing the name.
It's not everybody is aware of the disease. Okay, the disease is fast spreading, and we need government to create more awareness.
In Bayelsa, we discovered that 95% of people did not even aware of this so-called mpox, because some of our people across the water, they don't even know.
Already, the Bayelsa State Ministry of Health says it is aware of mpox and has implemented a multidimensional response strategy, including surveillance prevention and community engagement, as well as building the capacity of health workers through intensive training.
With this declaration of the World Health Organization, we've also gone to inspect the isolation ward. We are also mobilizing health and pharmaceutical commodities that are necessary to take care of those that ultimately are found to be infected.
Residents are advised to wash and sanitize their hands regularly to prevent contacting the disease. In Yenegwa, Dianukme Ulolu, Nta News.
Now, Enugu State government says it is complementing the federal government's interventions aimed at preventing and halting the spread of the deadly viral infectious disease mpox in the state. This is coming on the heels of the reported cases of mpox recorded in Enugu and other states in the southeast. And Chidi Okorafor now tells us more.
Otherwise known as mpox, is an infectious viral disease that occurs in humans and other animals. It can be transmitted through contact with infected persons or through animals to humans, while its symptoms include headache, fever, muscle ache, joint pains, high temperature, sore throat, swollen lymph nodes, among others. Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, had listed the states with the suspected and confirmed cases of mpox in the country. Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia are states in the southeast and among the states in Nigeria with cases of Mpox virus. According to the Enugu State Commissioner for Health, the state has recorded a total of 33 suspected cases of Mpox since January 2024, out of which 4 are confirmed cases. Professor B disclosed that 3 cases out of the 4 confirmed cases have been treated and discharged free of charge, while the remaining 1 confirmed case is currently being treated with no death recorded.
The status for Enugu State is that since January, we have had several suspected cases of Mpox, which we have taken through our normal integrated disease and surveillance response system, just like most other infectious diseases that we have kept under surveillance in Enugu State.
Now, the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, has been urged to put to bear her wealth of legal experience towards the transformation of the nation's justice sector. Senior Advocate of Nigeria and Chairman of the Nigeria Law School Class of 1981, Mike Ozekome, who expressed confidence on his lordship, the acting CJN, to deliver on her constitutional responsibilities, maintained that with the full complement of the Supreme Court now in place, speedy and judicious dispensation of matters at the nation's apex court should be the order of the day. The swearing-in of Justice Kekere-Ekun
and know that the Supreme Court is not just a court of law and equity, but it's also a policy court that should give direction to the cause of justice in Nigeria, so that the common man and common woman will have justice served where it is deserved. No justice for the rich, not justice for the wealthy, not justice for the powerful, but justice that is pure and undiluted.
The swearing-in of Justice Kekere-Ekun as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria by President Bola Tinubu sets in motion the process for Nigeria to produce her second female substantive Chief Justice in history. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has flagged off the construction of the 70-kilometer Abeokuta-Ifo-Ota Lagos Expressway with a pledge that the project will be completed in the next 18 months. The governor, who performed the flag-off at Itori in Ewekoro local government area, notes that the road is significant to Ogun, Lagos State and Nigeria at large. Hakim Jimo reports.
This plaque was unveiled in commemoration of the short turning, the construction of Abeokuta Expressway.
Governor Dapo Abiodun, who appreciates President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for obliging the request of Ogun State government for the reconstruction of the expressway, underscores the importance of the road, assuring that it will create jobs for both skilled and unskilled workers through direct and indirect employment.
We continue to prioritize roads leading to farm settlements, to rural areas, to townships and border communities, so we can continue to facilitate the movement of people, goods and services along our industrial hubs. I also pledge to continue completing any inherited project.
Stakeholders note that with the project, succor is gradually coming the way of road users.
You need to also consider Papa for a bridge. Papa deserves a kind of interchange that Craven introduced as a pen.
And a silent achiever. Excellency, not only in Itori or Ewekoro that we are delighted, but across 5 local governments.
The road, which has been in deplorable condition for years, is expected to be completed within the next 18 months. From Itori, in Ogun State. Hakeem Jimo, NTA News.
This is the news at 11. To stay with us for more stories after this recap.
There are quite a number of reasons one will do that. Some personal, family issues, but nothing very serious actually.
President Tinubu has accepted resignation of Director General National Intelligence Agency Ahmed Rufai Abubakar.
It's very important that we do a total scan of our police marine environment to look at the operations and see how we can further support them.
Nigeria equips marine police to secure nation's waterways, strategizes blue economy boost. And Bayelsa State government strengthens medical health strategies and enlightens people on monkeypox prevention.
This is NTA News 24.
It is with shock and sorrow that the government of Imo State regrets to announce the tragic death of the head coach of Heartland Football Club of Owerri, Mr. Christian Obi, in a ghastly motor accident. The former Super Eagles player was on his way to Abakaliki with the Heartland team for a pre-season tournament when the accident occurred. In a message by Governor Hope Uzodimma, the government sends its deepest condolences to the immediate family of the late Christian Obi and prays for the quick recovery of those injured in the accident. And that's the news at 11 on Nta News24. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bemun. You do have a wonderful night rest.